Pnawn da, good afternoon and welcome to our live Q&A on all things about apprenticeships. So before we kick off with all the questions that we've had coming in today, we're just going to all introduce ourselves so that you know who you've got here that you can ask questions to. So I'm Vicky Barwis, I'm the Vice Principal for Work-Based Learning here at the college. And next is my colleague John.
I'm John Shaw, I'm Work-Based Learning Manager for Business Services and Management.
I'm Pete.
Hi, I'm Pete Jones. I'm the Work-Based Learning Manager for Engineering and Manufacturing.
And Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie Griffiths. I'm Work-Based Learning Manager at the College for Health and Social Care and Childcare.
Mark.
I'm Mark Breeze. I'm Work-Based Learning Manager for Construction Apprenticeships.
Jamie.
Hi, I'm Jamie Jones. I'm the Curriculum Director for Full-Time Apprenticeships and Work-Based Learning for Aeronautical.
Carl.
Hi, my name's Carl Black and I'm Work-Based Learning Manager for Motor Vehicle and Fabrication and Welding.
And Sarah?
Pnawn da, I'm Sarah Grundy. I'm the Work-Based Learning Coordinator for Childcare and Health and Social Care.
Okay, so we're going to be here answering questions this afternoon. It's National Apprenticeship Week. So we're here to just give any information we can for anybody that's interested in getting an apprenticeship, or if you're an employer looking to put one of your employees through an apprenticeship program or take on some new staff, and you can use the apprenticeship programs. So we have had a few questions come in already. So they're obviously coming in thick and fast today. So our first question today is, who can do an apprenticeship? Well, I'll start with that one. Anyone can do an apprenticeship as long as you're over the age of 16 and have left school. It's all age provision in Wales. There are some eligibility criteria on some of the level 2s on how long you've been employed, but we'll discuss them with your employer if and when they come to us to sign you up. So very simple answer to our first question. And then our second question today has come in from an employer. It says, as a business, do I need to pay for an apprenticeship? I'll hand that one over to you, Pete. But you just need to take yourself off mute.
That was good, wasn't it? As a business operating in Wales, no, you don't have to pay for an apprenticeship. The Welsh Government provides support funding for the programmes through the colleges as work-based contract holders. So ultimately, the answer is no, you don't have to pay that. You do have to obviously pay salary for the individual. So yeah, that's that.
Okay. And then we've got another one linked to finance that's come in now about, will I be paid to do an apprenticeship? So Mark, I'll bring you in on that one.
So that one's very good. Just leads on from what Pete was saying there. So yes, you will be paid for an apprenticeship. There is kind of different rates on what's being paid. So for the first year of an apprenticeship, an employer would have to be able to pay you the national minimum wage for apprentices, and then following on from that, they would have to pay you at least the national minimum wage for your age as you progress through the rest of your apprenticeship frameworks.
Okay, thank you. So that's really interesting. You can earn as you learn. So, Carl, we've had a question come in for you about what age can I start an apprenticeship?
Hi, thanks, Vicky. Currently in Wales, 16 and above, you can start an apprentice. So it's lifelong learning.
Brilliant. So hopefully lots of our school children that are watching at the moment, leaving in year 11 this year, will be thinking about getting an apprenticeship. So just checking what we've had come in on the question ticker. Let's have a look. We've got one come in here now about how do I apply for an apprenticeship? John, I'll bring you in on that one.
There's several ways you can apply. You can either phone the college on 0300 30 30 006. There will be the telephone going along the top of the ticker shortly. Or you could email employers@cambria.ac.uk. You could come to one of the open evenings, or you and your employer could come and talk to reception, and they will guide you to the right people.
Oh, and that's a really interesting point there, John. We do have open evenings during March that you can see from our website. So for our different sites where you can come along and talk to experts on apprenticeships. And just worthy to note that you do need to be employed to have to undertake an apprenticeship. So the college can support you in finding those vacancies, but you will have to apply yourself. So, this is a very good one. I'm not sure we've got time to answer this question, but Jamie, I'll hand it over to you. What subjects can you do apprenticeships in? We'll test you.
Yeah, apprenticeships can be completed pretty much in most subject areas. Examples could be engineering, manufacturing, maintenance, to anywhere within industry. We've got business admin, business management, childcare, customer service, digital technologies, hairdressing, health and social care, childcare, motor vehicle, hospitality. The list's endless. Further information can be found on the college website. If you go to the apprenticeships area, there's a subject there. You can go to a lot more information with regards to what I've just listed, plus others as well.
Okay, so there's quite a lot of different apprenticeships that you can do. And we have had a specific question in about, are there any apprenticeships to do with fashion? Now, there isn't a specific one that we run here at the college with a fashion pathway. But what we do with any job that we don't have a specific apprenticeship for is we'll work with your employer to see if there's something suitable. So we would always tell you to contact us here at the college, and we'll support you in finding something appropriate. So we've got a question here about, when do apprenticeships start? Well, they start all year round, depending on your sector area. So if you're in engineering and construction and accountancy, they will largely start in September in line with an academic year. If you're in health and social care, you can start at any point during the year. The same with many of our others around leadership and management, business admin, customer service, land-based, food manufacturing. They don't have a specific start date, so they're very flexible. So regardless of when you get taken on. But in those sectors where we do start the college-based activity for your apprenticeship in September, there are other options for joining that we can discuss with you and your employer if for some reason that September start doesn't work for you. Okay, let's see if we've had any more questions coming in. One for you here, John. What qualifications do I need to do an apprenticeship?
As you've already been told, that there's lots and lots of apprenticeships, and most of those don't require any prerequisite qualifications. There are, however, apprenticeships that do, like aeronautical. Some engineering frameworks will require maths and English, but the majority of apprenticeships do not require a prerequisite for any qualifications.
And obviously what we're talking about there is when you come in at the entry point of level 2. If you don't come in with your maths and English GCSEs, you will be required to undertake some qualifications in maths and English just to support you. And as you move up through the levels of level 3, 4 and 5, there are sometimes entry criteria that you have done the previous level or education to a certain level to be able to move into that level of apprenticeship. So lots to think about there. So, here's one for you, Pete. How long does an apprenticeship take?
Well, as you've just heard, there's that many varying qualifications, pathways, subject areas, but typically anything from 12 months to 24 months, so 1 to 2 years, depending on the program. A lot of programs are 18 months in duration, and some of the more technical qualifications, like engineering, for instance, is a 2-year program, and some are a bit shorter. So anything from 1 to 2 years, really.
Very good. So now we are still getting questions in, but I think at that point what I'll do is we'll pause a little bit, and I'm going to ask my colleagues on screen to tell you a little bit about the programs in their area, because we've told you what areas we look after, but there's lots of different pathways under those, just to give you some idea of the jobs that you might want to be on the lookout for. So Katie, I'll start with you for your area.
Okay, so I look after a few areas. I look after childcare. So we start the childcare qualifications at level 2, and we run our qualifications all the way through to level 5. So things like working in nurseries or childcare provision within some schools, that fits as well. We then obviously the the apprenticeships go to level 5, so then you could be looking at working your way up through the career ladder, all the way up to being registered managers. So there's some really great potential career paths within all of the apprenticeship programs, to be honest. In health and social care, we run 2 main routes. One is adult care and the other is children and young people. For some of the health and social care routes, you wouldn't be able to start the apprenticeship at age 16. The minimum age requirement is 18 for those. We also run playwork qualifications, so things like forest schools, and some interesting concepts within regard to that. And we run supporting teaching and learning. So you might be on a one-to-one with a learner, or you might be supporting children in a classroom. And the apprenticeships are ideal if you're in those settings. If you are to go onto the college website, you'll see in the course reviews and details, it does list some of the potential vocational job roles and also the potential job roles that you can be working towards as well. So there's some quite informative information if you go to our website.
That's brilliant. That's really interesting. Thank you, Katie. Mark, I'll bring you in for construction.
So yes, in construction, it's really good area to be in, and again, good career options. We do all the various different trades. So we've got our plastering and bricklaying. We have carpentry and joinery. We have like electrical and plumbing and heating. So we do have quite a mix really of the different trades. On painting and decorating, apologies, I forgot that one. But also we're able to go a little bit further and say some people want to progress in their career afterwards, after doing one of the trades, then they can always go into the site management and be able to progress there, so that you will be running building sites or going into surveying, which also then leads on to an alternative to university as well going forwards, that they're able to do a degree apprenticeship. Where they're able to work through, get a degree at the same time as while you're working. So it does open up a lot of different career paths, and also is benefit that, as one of the earlier questions with regards to if an employer has to fund it, a degree apprenticeship also is one which is funded by Welsh Government. So it can be a nice way of getting a future career, working up the ladder, and not coming out with a big student debt, which is quite a nice thing as well. It's something you might not have thought of at this point in time if you're just leaving school, but that is something what will really set you up for your future. So quite a lot of different areas really.
Brilliant. Pete, I'm going to bring you in next, but first we've had a question that probably applies to most of your area that says, when's the best time for a student to apply for a September apprenticeship?
Yeah, now, straight away. The sooner that you let us know, and obviously we're working with your employer, the more organised we can be and give you your forward learning plan so that you know exactly what you're going to be doing come September. And maybe that we can start some of the process beforehand. So the sooner you know that you've got apprenticeship, obviously get your employer to contact us and we can get it all set up for you.
So what you're saying is lots of employers are already advertising now for vacancies that would start in September and to get applying.
They certainly are, yeah. And obviously, if you're fortunate enough to get one this early, as I said, the sooner you let us know, the better that we can make sure that we plan for you to be on our lists in September. But yeah, obviously, quite a lot of employers will recruit throughout this period now, all the way till the end of the summer. So keep applying if you haven't got one, and if you have, obviously, let us know.
Fantastic. And could we ask you to tell us just a little bit about some of the different options for apprenticeships in your area?
So obviously my area is engineering and manufacturing, so I'll cover the manufacturing first. We do level 2 manufacturing programs, mainly in process plants and factories and environments, where the learner is working towards a work-based qualification, but it's predominantly based in the workplaces. There's not much requirement for attendance of college. That then can progress to a level 3 process manufacturing apprenticeship, and there is a 2-year day release element of that on a BTEC, but alongside it is a competence MBQ level 3. And then we move into engineering. So obviously, engineering, we've got a lot of pathways for engineering within the two sites that we deliver engineering on. So the main sites for engineering are Deeside and Bersham Road in Wrexham. Obviously, Vicky alluded to that we start our programs in September. This is because we've got a lot of the program has to be delivered in a college environment with regards to the knowledge requirements, etc., of the programs. But we cover mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, electronic engineering. You'll cover subjects including electronics, robotics, all sorts of different things, machining. Obviously, it overlaps with Carl's area as well, and I'll let Carl discuss that in a little bit. But yeah, ultimately, as Mark said as well, we progress programs from all the way from level 2 to level 3, which is the normal apprenticeship then. And then we move higher to higher apprenticeships in engineering, including HNCs or foundation degrees. And you can actually go all the way in engineering as well to degree level on site at Deeside with our partnership with Swansea University.
Wow, quite a range there. Well, that dovetails neatly into Carl next, doesn't it? As you've suggested there. So Carl.
Okay, thanks, Vicky. Yeah, as I said earlier, I look after motor vehicle and fabrication and welding. They're two very similar pathways. So if I take motor vehicle first, you'd start on a foundation apprenticeship, which would take you over 2 years. And included in that would be a technical certificate, which is delivered 1 day a week at college. And then also a competence-based certificate where you would be assessed in the workplace and you would build a portfolio, or we deal with Smart Assessor now, which is all electronic. From completing your foundation apprenticeship, you can then move on to a modern apprenticeship at level 3, which would take you around about 18 months. Again, that's on a day release basis, and you would deliver, we would deliver the theory, the technical certificate here at college on a 1 day basis. And then you would also build up a portfolio within the workplace. As I said, for fabrication and welding is a very similar qualification. The only difference is you'd be with us on the foundation for 2 years, day release, and you'd only be assessed in the college. You wouldn't be assessed in the workplace. And then you would progress over to a level 3 program for another 2 years where you would be assessed in the workplace and also complete a technical certificate here at college on a day release basis. And that's pretty much it for my area.
Brilliant. Jamie, can we ask you to update us?
Okay, so the area I look after are predominantly already employed apprentices. So these apprenticeships that you would have gained via applying through employers. So some of the large multinational companies that were within the Deeside and Wrexham area, I look after them on a full-time provision for their first year. So they come here, they do a performing engineering operations level 2 and a technical certificate as part of their knowledge units. They'll spend the whole year here at college doing all that, them foundation skills before moving into the work-based learning environment, where they'll either stay underneath myself in the aeronautical industry, or they then move under Pete's area. In the aeronautical area, they follow a very similar pathway, doing a MVQ level 3 engineering qualification in aeronautical engineering, and then also they do their technical certificate level 3 as well.
Brilliant. And then we are one down of our number today, but we also, for their area, we have food manufacturing at level 2 and 3. So if you were wanting to work in the area of food manufacturing, we have our land-based qualifications in and apprenticeships around horticulture, trees and timber, floristry, animal care and equine. And then we've also got our catering and hospitality suite of qualifications, everything from housekeeping and front of house to professional cookery. And then we also offer customer service, advice and guidance. So lots of different pathways to choose from. We have had a question in from Instagram that is the first time I've ever been asked this question. So this is a really good one, a nice, unique question for us. It says, are there apprenticeships for morgue makeup? And the answer to that is I don't know. We don't run them here at the college. Although before I bring John in to tell you, we do have some rather fantastic beauty apprenticeships if you wanted to go down that route. So John, if I could ask you to update us on your area.
Thanks, Vicky. We do beauty which includes some makeup. However, we don't do morgue makeup, and there's no morgue units in the beauty therapy qualifications. So unfortunately, we don't do that. We do level 2 and level 3 in beauty. We do level 2 and level 3 in nails and nail art. We also do level 2 and level 3 in barbering, and level 2 and level 3 in hair. The hair is mainly on the Yale site, and the barbering is both on D side and Yale site. Not just hair and beauty, but I also have accounting under me. We start at level 2 accounting, which starts in September, in both Northup and in Yale, and that goes to level 3 and to level 4. We also do CIPD, which is HR qualifications. Again, that one's based in Northup, and we do a level 3 and level 5 apprenticeship. We do IT qualifications. We do digital support and digital business. They're both level 2 and level 3. We do a learning and development apprenticeship, which is for people in education. And I also do level 2 and level 3 business admin. Business admin probably is in most industries out there. Every employer will have a business admin person. So there's lots of apprenticeships out there for that. And we also do level 2 to level 5 in management. Level 2 will be team leading, going up to strategic management. Level 5, all in apprenticeships.
Well, that's enough to keep us all very busy, isn't it? All of those different pathways. So hopefully everyone watching, listening has got a flavour of all the different things you can do out in the workplace while you're undertaking your qualifications as well. So we have had some more questions in. Mark, I'll send this one over to you. Can I do an apprenticeship at the same time as my job?
That one is a very short answer, which is yes. What it is, you can't undertake an apprenticeship if you don't have employment. So what we do is an employer has to be able to employ you as an apprenticeship on an apprenticeship program for a minimum of 16 hours per week. So if you're referring to an apprenticeship which is not currently lined up with your current employment, so if you have a second job or you're looking for you would need to be employed with the employer for the apprenticeship in the particular trade area for a minimum of 16 hours per week.
Brilliant. And just for any employers that are watching us today, if you're wanting to put your own staff through an apprenticeship program, they don't have to be employed as apprentices. So don't let that put you off. Please do contact us on the numbers and emails on the screen if you're interested in upskilling your staff as well as taking on any new recruits. And just to direct everyone to our website this week, it is National Apprenticeship Week. And we have got some fantastic case studies on there of what we've been doing, some of our wonderful learners and employers, just to give you an idea of what we get up to. So just moving on to our next question. Carl, if I could pass this one on to you. I have a business. How do I find an apprentice?
Thanks, Vicky. Yeah, well, I'd start with the normal advertising as if you were asking for any staff really in the local area. But also it's a big thing that the college can actually support you with as well. We have an on-site job shop where we advertise for apprenticeships and any other jobs that may arise. And also come in and talk to the learners as well. We have excellent industry staff here as well that are teaching these learners. So you can come in, you can have a chat with the staff, you can have a chat with the learners, you can explain what your industry is, what your type of company is, what it's delivering, and what it can offer. And then we could even support with interviews and things like that here at the college as well. So we can arrange times when you can come in, sit down, have an interview with each of the learners as well.
Fantastic. So here's a different one. Katie, it's probably a good one for you to answer. I'm autistic. Can I still do an apprenticeship?
Okay, absolutely. Being autistic is no barrier to doing an apprenticeship. I think many autistic learners possess the skills and qualities that are highly valuable in a workplace. Things such as strong attention to detail, analytical thinking, focused work ethic. And I think apprenticeships offer that structured learning environment, which can also be of benefit to yourself. I think it's also important to remember that everybody's different and needs will also vary. And I think it's about finding that right fit, ensuring as well that your employer is supportive and understanding. So maybe think about if this is the start of you looking for an apprenticeship, maybe think about what are your interests and strengths, what kind of work environment would suit you best. Some apprenticeships might be better suited to certain individuals more than others. So, for example, roles that involve repetitive tasks or deep focus might be a good fit for some, they might not be for others. I think it's also really important that you are open and honest with any potential employers about this. That then allows them to understand what your needs are and make any necessary adjustments. So don't be afraid to ask any questions about the workplace and what the support is available. And you might also want to discuss any communication styles or any sensitivities as well. If you are currently in school and this is the part of what you're looking at as your options, your school or careers advisor can also be a valuable resource when looking at this. So during the application process, I would highlight what your strengths and skills are, focus what you can bring to the role and that you can be an asset. Finding the right apprenticeship might take some time, but don't be discouraged. Keep exploring different opportunities and seek necessary support. It is definitely not a barrier to an apprenticeship programme. You can absolutely succeed. And as with everybody, build a rewarding career. Once you, if you become an apprentice and are a part of the college here, there is also on-site support as well through our college here, so they can help you with any of your requirements.
Thank you very much. Really interesting. Sarah, this is definitely a question for you, but hopefully to answer yn Gymraeg. Can I do my apprenticeship in Welsh?
Wrth gwrs, diolch Vicky. Wrth gwrs, mae cefnogaeth yn y colega gael I wneud y cymhwyster yn hollol trwy Cymraeg neu yn dwyieithog. A rydyn ni yma I codi eich hyder I defnyddio mwy o Cymraeg pob dydd yn dy gwaith neu yn y cymhwyster. So absolutely, you can do it in Welsh.
And obviously in many of the sectors that we cover, Welsh is a wonderful, if not essential, skill in some of our service areas, such as health and social care and childcare.
Absolutely. And we do have some apprentices in childcare doing everything in Welsh at the moment, which is fantastic.
Brilliant. Mark, this is one that quite often happens in construction. What if I don't get the qualifications I need for my apprenticeship?
Okay, biggest thing is to not panic. So if you find that you don't get the qualifications that you need, you're best off to be able to contact us so that we can support you to be able to get the right qualifications. I know that in my area we do have some entry requirements for the apprenticeship frameworks, but we have various different options what we can do. So if it's early enough, we can then target being able to support you with particularly the maths and English or Welsh to be able to bring those up to the right level what you need for the apprenticeship. So we could try and do that before the course starts to be able to look at that as a route. I know in my area in construction there are a couple of options with regards to courses beforehand, so pre-apprenticeship courses where we could then support you with the trade area and also to be able to then focus on your skills development at the same time. So the biggest part I want to say is really don't panic. Come and speak to us and we can look at how you can be supported and what the different routes are to the apprenticeships, because there are various different ways of what we can that we can look at options is what I mean to say. But yes, we can support.
Well, that's really good advice for anybody on here that on GCSE results day doesn't get their qualifications. So the big takeaway there is not to panic and to contact us and we can support you with that.
Yeah, I would like to just be able to add on to that one as well. It's always best to be able to not leave it till last minute. So if you're also in a position where you're thinking that you might not get the grades for the requirements for the course in your GCSEs, but have got an employer in mind or is looking to be able to take you on as an apprenticeship, come and speak to us earlier as opposed to leave it right until the end date, because it's a little bit harder to be able to then fit you into the right course. You might not get your right choice of course that you want to do. So yeah, come and speak to us as early as you can. There's always people around to be able to support you with that.
Okay, brilliant. And then we've had another question through that says, what types of apprenticeships are available? Well, we've discussed quite a few of them today. So they're available from level 2 apprenticeship programs, and in some sectors will go all the way up to degree apprenticeships. In other areas, they may only go to level 3, and you will then need to move into management. And in other sector areas, they will go up to level 4 and 5. So the best advice I can give you there is to contact us about your specific area and what your specific needs are, and we can give you the best advice and guidance that we can, that will be specific to you. And just that reminder once again that we do have open events in March where we will have apprenticeship zones where you can come and ask more questions if you missed us asking it today, and we can talk to you and give you some specific advice and guidance. So do have a look on our website for when those dates are for the site that's closest to where you live, and we'll do our very best to help you if you come and see us. So we have run out of questions, unless anyone on Instagram or any of the platforms that we're on today want to send us a last minute question. If not, I will ask colleagues in the room if there's anything they want to add on apprenticeships that they think our listeners or viewers need to know, that they don't want them leaving without finding out. I will open it up now to see if anybody's got any last minute words of advice. So, well, I think we can assume that we've told you everything. So thank you ever so much for joining us today. Hope you got some information out of it. And if nothing else, take away the fact that we are here to help, and we can give you lots of advice and guidance about your next career move, or taking on an apprentice or upskilling your staff if you're one of our local employers watching us today. So thank you very much, and we'll say goodbye and enjoy the rest of National Apprenticeship Week.